I think I could win those races. I think I could win gold at the Olympics in cycling. I'm certainly training for it. I'm getting older, but also I feel like, I feel like better on the bike than I ever have. I feel more confident on the bike. I don't want to be too confident. I still want to try to be humble. But it's crazy. I've been riding with no helmet and it's terrifying. Some of the stuff I do is downright terrifying. I get so close to dying every time I hop on this thing. And half the cars in town are trying to take me out, and it's just terrifying. And, but I don't really have a choice. Like, these bikes are my lifeline. They are my only source of transportation, I don't have access to a car per se. If I'm really nice, if I ask my mom really nicely, sometimes she'll let me borrow the car, but she needs it all the time, So this is basically the only way I can get around. But at the same time, I've always kind of enjoyed cycling too, It has always been kind of a passion of mine. And, I kind of feel now at this point, after being on the bike for a year straight, it's like, maybe there's a reason I lost my job and my girlfriend and my car and my cat and my dog, and maybe there's a reason I lost everything and ended up here with nothing. But that old black bike, maybe it was to reignite my passion in cycling, and that's what's happened. 10, 15 years on a huffy bike, that's too big for you, and then to earn a masterpiece like this thing. Really, this bike really ignited my passion, because I love vintage steel bikes, and I love giant bikes, and I've always wanted one, and obviously could never afford one because they're like ridiculously expensive, until finally I was able to afford one of the oldest ones, which is fine by me, because I love vintage stuff, and I love vintage steel bikes, and I love this bike. I love her so much. But I don't know, sometimes I feel she might be happier with a different rider, a smaller rider. She's fiery, and she's the fastest freaking bike, the fastest, best riding bike for professionals and advanced riders only. Okay, guys, unless you are a seasoned pro on the bike, you should never buy a giant bike, because the responsiveness of this bike is just extraordinary, and the speed. I mean, you could get yourself into trouble on a bike like this real quick, especially doing the crap I do out in traffic every day. It's insane. But this is the bike to have if you need to, get where you're going real fast, either on the highway or the street or whatever. This is the bike you want for city riding, hopping up and down curbs, making quick movements. Because to survive here in Hatertown on a bike, when half the cars out there and trucks are trying to take you out, you have to be a ninja. You have to be on your A game, completely focused. You have to have all the skills in the book, and you basically have to be like a professional level rider. So if you're not a professional level rider, don't even waste your money on a giant. Just go get a Schwinn from Walmart and you'll be happy. So this is an extreme bike for an extreme rider. Alright? And I love her. I love her. I love her. I love this bike. Words cannot express how much I love this bike. It feels so good to finally have her. Oh, jeez. I almost dropped her. Sorry, baby. Sorry. I dropped her earlier. The wind dropped her. I've dropped this bike so many times. Okay, anyways. I'm so happy to have this bike, and to have her completely dialed in. It just makes me so happy. And look what I did for ends. I lost the bar ends, so I stuffed a cork in there. It's an old BMX trick, pretty cool. Yeah, so I love this bike. I gave her my heart, and there it is. That's how much I love this bike. It's a real special bike. It's a real special bike. And I'm gonna get her a new saddle, because this one's torn. I mean, I love this saddle, and I like old Veta saddles, or just Veta saddles in general, but obviously this one's torn, so I'm probably gonna have to get her a new one. And you know, I like ergo grips, but I think I'm gonna go with either the Giant ergo grips, or there's these Giant soft like mountain bike grips that I would really love to have. But I think I just want to kind of make her like a resto mod type thing, to where you know, I'm restoring her. She has original stuff, at the same time she's gonna have some modern stuff that'll just make her way better. I'll probably get her a modern day seat. I like the Giant contact seat. It's like a $30 saddle, but it's the latest greatest Giant seat for mountain bikes, and I think she would be pretty stoked with it. And I'm probably gonna get her these really nice grips. So you know, I usually, she came red and yellow. I'm usually like have my vehicles black, like gold blackie in there, but you know, I'm cool with it. But basically anything I do add onto her is probably going to be black. So I'm probably going to get black grips, you know. And that's it. Not much. There's really not much I have left to do with her, except just ride the crap out of her. And that's what she wants. You know, she wants to go fast, and she wants to be ridden as much as possible. But she's old like me, and I'm trying to explain to her, like, you know, we're old, we've got to slow down a little bit, you know. So I only like to take her out every once in a while on the weekend or on special occasions. So, and it does look like this tire's just starting to split. So soon, when these tires are toast, which they just about are, I'm going to probably put like 700 Cs on there. I don't see why not. And I'll probably put drop bars on her. And I know you're not really supposed to do it, but in this case, I think I just want to turn her into a pure road bike, because I need a road bike, you know. And the way this one rides is so perfect. The geometry is so perfect. I mean, she is a mountain bike, but converting a mountain bike to a road bike, you know, this is like a mountain bike with similar to road bike geometry. You know, it's very aggressive. Giant bikes, what makes them great, obviously, is their aggressive geometry. The reason so many pros prefer Giant bicycles is because you know, they're just all around great bikes, great riding bikes, but their aggressive geometry is huge, and also they're light. You know, Giant makes like some of the lightest frames out there, so they're light. The geometry is just magical, and then also they are stiff. They are very stiff bikes, stiff frames, okay? And that's what makes Giant bikes so great, is that they're light and that they're stiff. And that's also why they're geared towards pros and expert riders, advanced riders, okay? So don't just go out and drop $5,000 on a brand new Giant and just expect to ride like a pro all of a sudden, okay? You got to put in your time. You got to pay your dues. And for me, it was 15 years on that black bike in there. You know, that old Huffy. That thing was hard to ride. Heavy as a tank. Way too big for me. And this one is the perfect size frame for me. How do I know? Because I looked it up on Google, and 18 to 19 inch frame is perfect for a rider of my size. And also how I know is that when I straddle her, okay, when I straddle her like this, alright, I don't know if you can see this, there we go, and my feet are flat on the ground, my manhood should just be like lightly resting. My manhood should just be lightly touching the top tube, okay? And that's how you know it's the right size bike. But I also know because I cheated and I looked it up on Google, and I'm like 5'9", 5'10", so I need like an 18-inch or 19-inch frame. And according to my calculations, this is an 18-inch frame. So if the guys that sold me this jewel are watching this, thanks. You guys are great. I appreciate you supporting me. And thanks for, helping us. Thanks for saving this thing, she's an important bike, in all honesty, she probably shouldn't be ridden at all. She should probably be in a museum. And I have a museum over in my man cave over there. That's what it is. It's a museum. I got a whole bunch of rare vintage stuff in there because that's what I like. I like beautiful, rare, vintage stuff. So this thing's just I can't even explain it. Just watch my other videos and watch me ride this beast, and then you'll know. Anyways, guys, that's what's up. Thanks for watching. Peace. God bless. This is the Bicycle Ninja with the red Giant Iguana, the rare masterpiece, dialed in by bicycle professionals.